Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching PETV underscore reacts. That's PETV reacts, where I review movies and television series. Listen, I'm getting ready to give you a review or a recap of episode 6 of Cross. I don't have the name right now, but when I get it, I'll put it somewhere down in here, or it's going to be in the thumbnail. But listen, episode 6 was everything that it should have been. Why? Side quest. The side quest, honey. That's where the more of the interest lies. Because basically, with the main story, we've kind of figured it out. It's the side quest that we haven't figured out yet. But as you all are coming in, please make sure that you all are hitting that like button. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing. Just my pillow. All right, let's get into Cross. Now, as Cross opens, we still remember that the Duolingo twins have a list of who they're trying to take out. And you remember Duolingo murderer Rebecca went to a senator's office. Well, we find out her going to that senator's office, she reveals to the senator's son that his mother was part of the mess that's Crestwood, using child labor and all of that other stuff for that for Crestwood. All right, well, she finds all of that out. Now, the last time we left Cross was upside down in a car, almost killed. But if it wasn't for Bobby Trey, he would be out of this world right now. So he comes back to work. And his peers and everybody else are kind of pissed off at him because he technically had the woman, but they knew that they didn't have enough evidence to arrest her, but they did have enough to bring her in for questioning, and he did not do that. So, because he did not do that, the FBI head is pissed off and they want to take him off the case. However, his boss comes in and says, he doesn't have the authority to do that. And then the police chief comes in and says, he's not off this case. That would be my decision to take him off that case, and he is not off that case. So fine. He gets his comeuppance, and one of the agents there tells him about the senator who called in for a break-in to his office. Cross goes over there. He finally gets the lawsuit that Gabriella's mother had filed against Crestwood, and that his mother, who was a judge in Iowa, made sure went nowhere. They get the lawsuit, they pull the names, and there's a whole lot of stuff that's just going on. And I'm not going in any order. I'm just trying to smooth this main story out so we can get to the side quest stories. So they ended up, from the lawsuit, they get the names of the people who were involved, who were sued in Crestwood. They put them on the board. They also realized that Lincoln, you remember Lincoln who got killed the last 2 episodes ago? They realized Lincoln was a graffiti artist. They take his graffiti artist to an Aztec design professor. The professor tells Cross about a card game, and what this card game, what these deck of cards symbolize. And it symbolizes, he goes into all the symbolism of it, about a girl, how the Spanish come in and they kill Montezuma. The Spanish are marching to Montezuma's empire. There is a girl who sings a song to signal her people that these people are coming. She's singing, and it ends up that the Spanish realize that, hey, her song is what's causing them to be able to fight more. So they end up throwing her down a crater and then pouring dirt and stuff on her. And then she's having to climb through the mountain, the steps of the mountain is really a volcano. And so that's what's happening. Because the pattern of what it is on Duolingo murderer Rebecca's back. So she has an order in which she's pruning these people from the timeline. And so now she has reached the person who was the person who masterminded this. Now, his name is Jelani. Now, Jelani was an economist, and he wrote a book about women. And he wrote this book. And basically he says is that companies would save a lot of money if they stop hiring men and just hire women, because women only get 80 cents on the dollar. So you would save 20 cents. Think about all this money that you would save not having to hire men. And so Crostham realized, so if they believe that about hiring women, how much money would they save if they hire children, particularly trafficked and illegal children? They wouldn't have to pay them. So they would not have to worry about salaries because they would only have so many salaries that they would have to do, and everybody else would be working for room and board and maybe some spending money. A mess. So we find out that Jelani is getting married. And we see his bachelor party, and Rebecca, honey, is at that bachelor party because she is scoping him out. She's figuring it out because he's getting married. So it all culminates that when he gets married, Rebecca is one of the dancers because I think his wife is from Brazil somewhere. Rebecca is one of the dancers, and so while they're dancing, everything, she's his throat, and then Duolingo murderer is in the woods. Duolingo Donnie is in the woods, and he's offering her cover fire. So she slashes the guy's throat, and then she goes and she cuts his fingers off, and then she gets away. Duolingo Donnie, he makes sure that he pops all the people that he needs to pop. He even popped the agent that told Cross about the judge and the break-in at the senator's office. Yeah. He pops a lot of people. So that's basically it for the thing. They have rounded up all the people on the list. And so they weren't able to save old Jelani, but they have 1, 2, 3. They got 3 people. And that security guard, she's one of them folks on that list. Let's get into the side quest. So first, let's get on John trying to find out who TK is. And so we end up finding out that there was during the murder that LaDonna is being accused of, there was a third person there. They ended up finding out that this third person went to a backstreet doctor to get the bullet removed. They end up tracking him down. When they track him down, he says that he was there with his friends. They were scoring and stuff like that, and they got robbed. And they say, well, who robbed you? And he said, I don't know what his name, but they kept calling him Night Train. And then we find out, so John takes that information to his mother. His mother, you let me tell it, she's the one that did the murder. She's the one that did it. And she did it because I think she wanted to get close to her son. It's odd, it's wild, it's crazy when she could have just went to the door. But I think she had something to do with it. Either she sent Night Train there, she sent that man there. Because when I saw the man, the first thing I thought about was, this wouldn't be John's father, would it? She claims she doesn't know who he is. She doesn't know this man. I don't know how true and stuff like that is, but it does appear she is hiding something. Whatever she's hiding, I don't know. But this is odd, and this is on a level, in my opinion, sick if you're doing all of this because you want to be able to have these last little moments with your son. So let's get to the last side quest, which has any and everything to do with Project Bad Religion. Because you remember in last episode, Bobby Trey saw a video that had Craig's face on it. And he was about to prune her from the timeline. She says, no, it's a deep fake. It was proven to be a deep fake. And they were able to find the woman. And I want to say her name was Vanessa. I can't, and don't hold me on that. If that's not her name, I'm going to put it somewhere down here if that's not her name. But anyway, they find her. They corner her. They grab her and Bobby Trey. And they put her in a shipping container. And they're showing her the videos and everything like that. And they're asking her, like, where's Mastermind? Where's the information in regards to what happened? Where's the original tape? First, Vanessa is acting like she don't know what they're talking about. She doesn't care to know what they're talking about. And she kind of tries to son Craig, talking about, you were nothing but a pick-me. You always wanted everybody to see you, and you wanted to make sure that you were the one that everyone turned to, all of this stuff. And you didn't have a clue what was going on. You were just following orders. You were just somebody who was following orders, which is true. Because what we find out is this, is that Craig's part was to recruit the officers. So all the people that were in that experiment were servicemen and women. And she was recruiting them. And she was also, making sure that they had unregistered weapons or something like that. It's something in there, because that's what we learned in the first part, that that there was some unregistered weapons that can be traced back to her and that Bad Religion project. So we see that Craig's explanation is she didn't know what was going on. And Vanessa was like, it doesn't matter. You were still part of it. Because instead of you trying to be a pick-me and just do what everybody asks you to do, and why is pick-me out in the zeitgeist? Y'all be killing me. I swear y'all be taking us. We be just giving stuff out. Y'all be killing me. Gatekeep. Anyway. Where was I? So Vanessa tells her, listen, you were part of it because you were intelligent enough to ask questions. And when you figured out what was going on, you didn't bat an eye. Everything was fine. I didn't bat an eye. You didn't bat an eye. Craig asked Vanessa to tell her where the tape was. Vanessa got in her bravado, wasn't going to tell her nothing. Craig tries to prune her from the timeline by choking her. Bobby Craig was out in the car like, do it, do it, do it, do it. She couldn't do it. So Bobby Craig was going to go in there and knock her off the timeline. And, Craig stopped him. And then we find out that Bobby Trey used to be in the military as well. And he seems like he may have been part of special forces. He could have been part of something. Whatever he was part of, he realized really quickly that he was being used as a weapon. And so he is upset because he realizes his brothers in arms are out here it's one thing to die in battle, but it's another thing to die because of someone's cruel experiments. So we end it with that. And that was the show. That was basically what was going on. The takeaways is now we have her list. We know who the Duolingo murder twins are going to be getting to next. It's going to be the lady who helped gather the children and the security guard. So those are those before she gets to Durand, those are the last two people that she's trying to get to. And so once she gets to that, that's when the murder spree is going to be thing. So I think Cross is what? Anyway, I think Cross is 10 episodes. So I don't know. I hope we spend more time on the side quest on the next episode since we've got so much information. Because again, they have gathered all the people who they believe that the Duolingo twins are going to try to get to. So hopefully we'll spend more time on the side quest. That's what I'm hoping that we do. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, what do y'all think about Cross this season? Again, I'm liking it because I don't want anybody to miss me. I'm liking it. Oh, I forgot to talk about Elle. Real quick. Elle has finally come to her senses, as I've been screaming for her to do. And she's going to leave Cross alone. But I have a sneaky feeling that Elle is going to get caught up in some more mess. I have a sneaky feeling she's going to get caught up in some more mess, particularly because Cross has gotten all those people and the Duolingo twins won't be able to get to them. And so they're going to stop Cross, and they're probably going to pick up Elle and his kids again. I hope they don't do that, but I feel like they're going to pick up Elle. And in an effort to get Cross to talk, to tell them where the people are, or to exchange one of the people or something, they're gonna hold Elle hostage. It's something like that's about to happen. And if that happens, then this show has gotten to be. It's only this second season, and if we're getting this predictable, I don't know how I'm feeling about that. But Elle has come to her senses, because I couldn't understand why you're sitting around here taking care of the kids when you know that you don't, how you feel about him. You love him, but Cross scares you. But instead of saying that, you want to play these little games. Cross scares you because he's willing to go into places and do things dangerous to do them, but that's his job. He's a cop. He's a psychologist. He's a cop. That's what he does. She loves him for it, but she hates him for it at the same time. And so she's scared. And that's just basically her angle. But she keep going over there with that smooth haircut, that body on point. She be having Cross's face just, he don't know what to do. He does not know what to do. He gets weak in the knees when she's there. And I think she knows that. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.